Let's take a look at what we mean by easy fuse access and why that's important. In order to get to the fuses on a Klein meter, first you must remove the rubber boots. That exposes a single screw back here which accesses the battery cover. Once you take that screw out, you have access to both batteries and both fuses inside the unit. Now let's look at a popular competitive unit. The boot comes off in a very similar way. Once the boot is off, you need to remove the battery cover and take the battery out because it makes removing the case more difficult if you don't do that. So there's our battery. You see that you have access to the battery but not the fuses. In order to get to the fuses, you need to take out these self-tapping screws. Once those screws are out, we need to separate this case without breaking it. And once the case is off, you now have access to the single fuse that's inside this unit. So why is that important? You'll notice with this unit, the entire PCB circuit board is exposed. That means you can easily break one of these components off. You can touch a component with static electricity and damage it. Moisture and dirt can get inside this unit. You actually are breaking the calibration by opening up the unit. With the Klein unit, not only was it quick to get into the unit, you don't expose the PCB and don't have to worry about all of those issues that I just talked about. Also, this guy is using a self-tapping screw into a plastic stud. What happens as you take this case on and off to replace the fuses, you can re-tap that plastic and eventually weaken that plastic and the screw won't hold anymore or it's going to strip easier. And this is what holds your case together. So you'll see some people with this particular model unit that have tape around it because these screws don't hold anymore. This screw on the Klein unit is into a metal PEM nut that's embossed in here. So it's metal on metal, it's going to last a long time, single screw, very easy to access. There's also another version of a competitor's unit that doesn't have the rubber boot. This guy has 4 screws to remove. Same situation, once these screws are removed, you expose the entire circuit board. Same issue with dust, dirt, calibration, and the same issue with self-tapping screws going into plastic PEM nuts or plastic standoffs that can eventually strip and cause you issues with holding your case together.